Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Shinkalion Z N700S Hida set from Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkalion Z the animation. So this is comprised of two trains. If we take a look over here on the side of the box, we have the N700S Nozomi and the HC85 Hida. But the cool thing about this is the Hida support train actually has two cars, as you can see, so that's 5 total for this set. So he's actually getting a new set of both arms and legs, which is a first for the line. Very, very cool. Love the look of the robot here. Definitely has kind of a samurai look. I love the head crest. Cool shoulder pads. He's got a double-bladed weapon here. Very, very cool. I'm assuming this is the pilot down here. Still have not gotten around to watching the show, but huge fan of these toys. Let's take a look at the top and the bottom of the box. I believe they're exactly the same, and it's a very similar picture to the front of the box. So you can see that going on there. And then if we take a look at this side, it's just kind of a look at the train, the robot without any kind of accessories or additions, the two cars, and then the combined mode over here, which we can see a little bit better here on the back of the box. Here is the combined mode over here. And again, we have kind of the normal robot, then the combined with the two extra cars and everything. And of course, it does have the mix and match capability. Any of the cars that have come previously, you can swap the arms and the legs around, which is pretty neat. So really fun playability with the line in that respect. So that's pretty much it for the packaging here. I'm going to go ahead, get them out of the box, get all the stickers applied, and then we'll take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. To assemble all 5 cars, we'll go ahead and start putting them together. Here's the kind of upper torso and head unit. This is going to fold up here like so and snap into place. Then this is going to close up, and then this is going to fill that empty space there. So here is the front of the first car. We're going to take these two pieces, which will eventually become the arms, click them together like so, and then these here will peg into these two spots here, and that will all clip into place here. Over here we have our pieces of the wheels that go underneath. So we're going to take one of these and apparently drop it. Then we're going to click it into place like this. And then I always have to remember, I think this one goes here like so, and that pegs underneath. Now you can tell the difference. The support car pieces are kind of a darker gray, almost like a brownish gray, compared to the one for the normal cars. So that's how you can tell them apart. But here is our first fully constructed car. We'll put that off to the side. Over here, this is the part for the middle car. And then these are the two claw weapons for the robot. And then this is the top section here. So this goes on like this. So that means these click on like this. They just peg in like so. And then this drops on top. And now we have our second car. We'll put that off to the side. We're going to take the kind of crotch and thigh unit that all of these have. We're going to take these pieces here. You can see how there's 2 pegs. And there are 2 peg holes here. So this pegs into the thighs like so, and that clips on there, and then that stays and pegs in all together. This clips on over here, and we have the back car now fully assembled. We're going to take these pieces again and just peg these on underneath. And there's our third car fully assembled. Now we're going to bring in all the support car pieces. So these are a little interesting. You have to take the part that kind of faces away with this bladed piece. This has kind of like a little tab section here, and there's a little tab over here. This is going to peg in. Actually, you know what? That's the wrong side. So that's how you can match these up. So these have, here's the little tab section right there, and that's going to tab in over here. So this comes in and tabs in like so. Then you take one of these blade pieces and peg this in over here on the side, and that makes one of our trains. We're going to take this piece, peg this in underneath, and then take this. I don't think it matters which one you do because they're just going to peg into each other. But there's the fourth car. It's actually easier if you pop this up and then slide this in, and then that's actually pegs on top like that. And then this pegs on the side, and then we will bring in these pieces and peg them in underneath. And there you go. So we have all 5 of our cars fully assembled and ready to go. So I've gone ahead and connected all the cars together. The Hida just has these two roll very well together, and then the Nozomi these three. Now, if you want to mix and match them, you absolutely can because the connections are pretty universal. So you could just go ahead and connect this one to this one or vice versa. Or really, if you wanted to, you can mix and match these underneath pieces. This is just kind of the official configuration, but those, just because they're different colors doesn't mean you can't mix and match them. They all peg into the same peg holes. So you can kind of link the cars together however you want, but unfortunately you can't link them all together because there's just not enough connection pieces to link all 5 in a row. But you could, you know, switch out the back 2 cars or switch out, you know, this or put that over here or something like that. So that is possible, but they all roll very well. They're compatible with plow rail track. So if you have any plow rail track, they will fit in there. All pretty universal. And yeah, they roll really nice and they look really good. All right, so we'll begin the transformation into the normal robot. We'll start here with the center car because all you have to do is open it up and remove those 2 weapons. And then this whole thing just completely goes off to the side. You don't really do anything else with this. It's just for weapon storage. Then we're going to start by taking off the wheel pieces from both trains and just putting them off to the side. It's something I love and hate about this revised line. The old line had those pieces built in, so you kind of had to like tuck them and fold them away, but they still moved around a little bit. But now they just completely come off. I like that because it gives you a cleaner robot, but then you also just kind of have to put these somewhere off to the side and hope you don't lose them. We'll start over here with the front section. Again, we're going to pull these apart. We're going to open up this section here, and it's a little difficult to get this open. You just kind of have to get a fingernail in there and move this back. And then this is going to lift up. This is going to flip down. And when it snaps into place, that will keep this piece from moving. And then you kind of want to just slide this back a little bit just to kind of cover that empty space there so it doesn't look so jarring with that kind of empty space around the neck. But I think the head sculpt looks really cool. I love that head crest. Really nicely painted. Kind of reminds me almost of like a Gundam or something like that. Green eyes, nice gold and silver paint there, even a little bit of blue on top. And this is on a ball joint, so you have a little bit of tilt front to back, side to side. You can even tilt a little bit side to side, but not much. But this is basically going to be your torso section of the robot. You can see you have one sticker here on the kind of lower abdomen. So we will put this off to the side. We will split apart the 2 arms. This will swivel down. This piece will slide back, and then this piece will click so it's kind of at a 45-degree angle. And there's one of your arms. You can see one sticker there, but this blue, all paint, very nice. Very sharp. We're going to fold this down, click that into place, and there you have our second arm. The weapons, I'm just going to go ahead, I'll put them into the fists right now. So he has kind of like giant Wolverine claws, which is pretty cool. So we'll just peg those in, put that off to the side. This piece here, we're going to take it apart just like so. This is going to flip up and form kind of the crotch plate. I like to kind of pop these out to the side. So there's going to be a swivel here for the waist. Then you have really nice tight ratchets in the waist here. You can hear how tight they are. You have a thigh swivel, and then you have double jointed knees. Again, nice tight ratchets, which is really cool. Coming down to what will be the feet or in legs, flip this up. This folds down. This flips like this. This flips out to the side, and then this pegs in over here on the side. Honestly, if you've watched any of these videos before, they really transform very similarly. The base mold is very similar for all these trains, so they all transform pretty similarly. If you've transformed one, you could probably figure out the next one without the directions. It's not too much of a challenge. But there you go. So now we're just going to pop these all together, peg this in, peg this in, peg this in, and then peg in the arms into the top section. And then let me zoom out. And there you go. We have our N700S Nozomi robot. So I think he looks really good. He's definitely very white, which is probably making my camera lighting freak out a little bit, but he still looks really cool. Like I said, I love that head sculpt. You have the ball joint there. Nice movement here in the shoulders. You have a swivel up here, bicep swivel, over 90 degrees in the elbow. You do have some wrist movement, so there's a swivel there. Waist movement I showed off earlier. Again, all the ratchets and everything I showed for the waist. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee. And then you do have some ankle tilt because that's on a ball joint. So front to back and side to side. So you can get him in some pretty cool poses. And I love the kind of Wolverine claw weapons. I think that really, really works. I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, all in all, it's a really solid robot mode. We are far from done with this set, but just kind of taking a look at this first robot, I think he looks really nice. I wish he had a little bit more paint. Like I said, he's very white, but the blue and the gray, I think, is a good color scheme. I just wish maybe there was a little bit more blue around just to kind of, you know, make it a little different. But we've already had a blue one with the third release. So there's kind of like a green one, a red one, a blue one. So this guy being our fifth release here, he's kind of more white to kind of differentiate him. But definitely a very cool looking robot. But hey, let's go ahead and bring in those additional cars. So once again, we're going to start by just completely removing these wheel pieces and put them off to the side. Then we're going to remove these blades pieces from the side here. Then we're going to flip this part up so that we can disconnect this. Then what you're going to do with each of these, bring this piece down. The part with the shoulder connection will actually slide out. And there we go, slide out, and then it's actually going to go up and click into place. This kind of comes back down as almost like a cape piece. Then you fold out the fist, and then we're going to rotate this at the bicep swivel. You can always tell which way is facing right because it's more hollow on this side. So there is one of our arms. Then this piece down here, this is going to flip down the heel. The whole leg will flip down, and then this little shin piece, little knee guard there, will flip out, and that's one of your legs. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to detach the blade piece, like so. We're going to flip this up and disconnect this, if I can get it to come apart. Come along now. There we go. We will flip down the heel, flip down the foot, flip up the knee guard, and then down here we're going to bring down what will be the forearm, slide this, click it into place, click that up, put that back down, swivel that, and again I did it the wrong direction, so swivel it this way, fold out the fist, and there you go. So now we have our new arms and legs. So we need to disconnect the old arms and legs and just completely put them off to the side. Pop on our new legs. And they just click right into place. And then we pop in our new arms. And then get him to stand. And then you have the two bladed weapons. Now, if you want, you could give him one in each hand, but the directions show that he's supposed to put them in both in one hand here for a large bladed weapon. And there we actually, there's one last step. We take the claw weapons, and they are supposed to peg into the side here. Now, if you want him to wield them, you certainly could. You could have them, you know, mix it up and do one claw weapon, one sword, or however you want to mix and match, but the official configuration has them stored here on these shoulder pads. So there we go. There's our new combined robot mode. I like the look of this a lot. I really do. I like the base robot mode as well, but this guy just kind of has more presence. He's a little bit bulkier. I like the bigger, thicker legs. The other ones are a little too thin in my opinion, but these look really good. I like the kind of giant animalistic like claw feet. And they have a nice ankle tilt there and a little bit of front to back as well. Pretty much all the same articulation. Now, you don't have as much, like you still have the movement here, but you don't really have the same kind of tilt because you have these big shoulder pads, but you still have the movement here and the bicep swivel and the elbow. So it's just about kind of moving that around. But this is supposed to be more like, you know, how they have the cape pieces drape off the shoulders. So you just kind of have to find the right pose, but I still think it looks really, really cool. There we go. But yeah, I definitely like the base robot, but I definitely think this is a, you know, a very vast improvement. Just has a little bit more presence. It definitely looks more filled out and I really like the look of this guy quite a bit. So I think this is a really great set. I really do like the base robot. I think the Wolverine claws look really cool, and it's an overall good design. I wish that mode had a little bit more paint, but I am absolutely in love with this combined mode with the Hida. I just think it's a really cool, like, stocky presence. It just looks like it's not to be trifled with and kind of resembles like an ancient samurai warrior. I just really, really like it. I think it looks really, really cool. Like I said, I like how it just kind of fills it out more. The legs are a little bit wider. I love the shoulder pads. I like the bladed weapon. Plus, you get that pop of orange now, which the orange, blue, and white as a color scheme I think works even better than just kind of the blue and the gray. Plus, you have a little bit more blue throughout this mold, which also just kind of works a little bit better for me. So I'm a huge fan of this mode. I'm probably just going to always display it like this, but it's a really cool combination, and I definitely recommend checking it out. I mean, honestly, I've enjoyed every one of these robots so far in this line. I don't know if this one is my favorite. It's definitely a contender for first place. The one coming out later on with the horse and the centaur mode is probably going to beat it, but for now, I think this might just be my favorite. It's a really cool design, and I like it a lot. The only thing I would say negative-wise, I'm still not a huge fan of these. Like I said, I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with them. I like how it gives you a cleaner robot mode, but I just don't know what to do with them when I'm displaying these in robot mode. There's no great storage ability. I kind of wish that they could store in these things, but it's just not enough space, so that's a bit of a bummer. The other thing is when you're kind of displaying it in this mode, you have all these kind of like half-built train pieces that there's no great thing to do with either. So again, just kind of find a bin to put them in, and that's a bit of a bummer. But overall, I think the figure itself is pretty great. Really great articulation, really nice tight ratchets, which I appreciate. There's a couple stickers to apply, but it's really not too bad. I think I did it in like 20 minutes while watching TV, so really not too bad as far as putting the stickers on. And I also like the connectability with the line where you can swap the arms and legs out with any of the other releases, make your own creations. You know, you could do one of each different arm or leg, you know, get like a Voltron-esque thing going on or something like that. But I just think there's a lot of fun playability here. They're good quality robot figures, really nice articulation, and like I said, the ratchets are just really quality. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. So I definitely recommend picking this guy up. I got mine from Amazon Japan. I used to buy this kind of stuff from HLJ, but they kind of just stopped. I think they did eventually get this guy in stock. When I was buying the Earthgrander stuff, they kind of got the earlier waves and then kind of just stopped carrying it. So I started going directly to Amazon Japan for this stuff. But I think they might have the Shinkalion Z robots. Not 100%. Check there if you'd like. Otherwise, Amazon Japan is a good place to check it out. So, yeah, really, really like this robot. Absolutely love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.